Hey guys, so in this video I want to show you guys how to set a stop loss. Stop losses are really good for people who want to manage the risk of their money, or like how much money they're willing to lose. Obviously, when we're making a trade, we don't aim to lose money, but sometimes it does happen. So the whole idea of being a successful trader or investor is being able to mitigate those losses, being able to control the risk. And one of the best ways to control the risk is to set stop loss orders. All right, so we're going to go over that today. I know some of you guys use like TD Ameritrade or whatnot, but I'm using Robinhood currently. I use TD Ameritrade to look at my positions, but I don't really use TD Ameritrade to buy and sell stock at the moment. So, but it's pretty much the same stuff, right? If you guys understand what the buttons mean, then that's how you're going to be able to set it. So, obviously, when you're in a position and you want to set a stop loss, the first thing you got to go to is make sure you're selling the position, and you want to set a stop loss order. You don't want to set a stop limit order. So, we're going to set a stop loss order, okay? So we're going to set a stop loss order, and then you're going to set a stop price. So I know some of you guys got into AMC. AMC right now is currently at $8. So another reason why you want to set a stop loss is because you don't want to see your gains become losses, right? So for some of you guys, maybe you guys bought in at $4. Congratulations. Now you're up at $8. And you want to see how much it can go up, but at the same time, you want to keep your profits, right? So maybe you want to set a stop loss at $7.50, right? So that means that when the stock hits around 750, uh, your platform is automatically going to trade that position in. And then obviously you put the amount of shares that you want to sell, and then you could set good for day. Good for day means that by the time the market closes, if the order doesn't fill, it's going to cancel. And obviously, if it fills before the day ends, it's going to fill. And you could put good till cancel. Good till cancel means that it could even fill after the market closes, or even within the 90-day mark that you set it to, right? So let's say AMC is at $8 right now, right? And you want to set the stop at $7. So when it hits $7 or around that area, it's going to sell your position. Then you put how many shares you want to sell. So if you have 100 shares, you put 100 shares, and then you either pick good for day or good till canceled. For the most part, if you really want your order to fill, I would always go with good till canceled. You review your order, and then voila, right? You just set it. So it's really simple. Um, the reason why we don't set a stop limit order is because I believe when you set a stop limit order, if it doesn't hit exactly that number, it may or may not fill. So the way Rocco explained it to me, because Rocco was the one that showed me how to do my first stop loss order, and he said that if I remember correctly, this is what he said, that when we set a stop limit order, sometimes it could get kind of complicated. Sometimes your order might not fill, so you want to put a stop loss order, okay? So stop loss and not stop limit. So it's stop loss. You put the stop price, and it's gonna usually sell your position when it hits around that price area or at that price area. So keep that in mind, right? So again, I'm gonna say it one more time just in case you guys didn't hear me. So let's say some of you guys bought AMC at $4 and it jumps up to $8. You want to set the stop price at 7. So if it goes back down to 7, it's gonna sell your position, and you lose that much on gains, right? You're like, damn, I could have sold it at 8. But sometimes you might not want to sell it right away because you want to see how high it could go. So let's say if it goes up to $9, that you might set your stop price at 8, right? Because now you want to see how high it could go from the 9. And let's say it goes to 10, congrats, right? You might want to set it to $9 stop loss. So that's something we could do, to capitalize on our gains. And I recommend setting stop losses mainly for short-term trades. Um, I mean, if you're investing and you're doing long holds, you could do that too, right? If you kind of have like a mental thing where it's like, okay, I'm not willing to lose more than this amount, right? But for the most part, if you're buying a position for the long hold, You're supposed to be able to ride the dips. That's just my opinion, but uh, everybody else, everybody has their own style and their own way of looking at risk management or whatnot. For me, when I bought Baba at like $239, and I never set a stop loss. It went as low as 214. I just rolled the dip. I rolled the wave, and then it went back up to 267, and that's when I sold it. I trimmed my first position for it when it hit around, I would say, 250, and then I set like a stop loss for like 249, 248, kind of just for shits and giggle and practicing. Not that I didn't believe the stock could go back up, but setting a stop loss is really good discipline to have. I would say for beginners, this is something you definitely should do, as well as obviously seasoned people, because you never know how high a stock could go or how low a stock could go. So, setting a stop loss is definitely a great way of hedging ourselves from taking any crazy losses. All right. So, if you guys are confused, or you guys need another video, or you guys need to ask us any questions, feel free to do so. All right. So, hopefully, this video helps, and keep growing our accounts, keep growing our financial IQ, and let's keep making this money.